Hello, and welcome to the next installment of our Social Media Accessibility Basics series. This series is the product of a collaborative effort of Lane Amaro, Angela Fairbanks, and myself, Sharina Huntsman, on behalf of the hashtag ADA30Idaho, social media campaign celebrating 30 years of the ADA. Today I will be discussing how to include audio description in a YouTube video using YouDescribe. To begin, I'd like to remind us all about the principles and purposes of audio description that Lane discussed in our last introduction to audio description video. As Lane explained, audio description is the process of including verbal description in visual artifacts, such as in videos, presentations, movies, etc., that describe the visual elements and details that help create meaning in the artifact and enhance the experience. We want to include audio descriptions in our visual artifacts, such as videos and presentations, to give people who have limitation perceiving and processing visual information a complete picture of what is being shown. We want to create for them the same equitable experience and meaning to those who have fewer or no limitations. When we're creating audio description, it's important to remember a few principles. First of all, create the script, a secondary script for just the audio descriptions. And as you're writing those audio descriptions, carefully consider what details need to be described and describe them accurately. This will vary by the quiet time that's available for description and the necessity of the information. Consider the character. What is the physical attributes, facial expressions, costumes, mannerisms that need to be described that add meaning to the experience? Consider who's doing the speaking. Is it obvious from the sound, or do we need to describe who is doing that speaking? Consider the setting. Think about the environmental elements and sounds that don't have obvious meaning. When you're writing those descriptions, use plain language. Be clear and concise, and keep the vocabulary in the audio track the same as it is throughout the video. Always be cautious of using gender and ethnic terms, and be respectful and accurate with those terms. Avoid the "we see" phrase. And again, write a script and practice. Now let's talk about the practice and what it is to use YouDescribe. So the first step that you want to remember is to watch the video and watch it several times so that you get an indication of what visual elements need to be described. What are essential to the meaning and the experience of watching that video? Write an audio description script detailing the information. Think about the terms that you're using, which details need to be important, and where that description should occur within the video. The next step is to upload the video to YouTube. You also want to log into YouDescribe with your Gmail account. This should be the same account that's attached to your YouTube account. One thing you need to be aware of, though, is that YouDescribe does not work, is not compatible with Safari, and works very well with Chrome. When you're on YouDescribe, search for your video within YouDescribe. This is usually done with the title of your video, and it will come up in the bottom of your screen as a video that has not yet been described. When you click on that video, you'll have the option to determine if descriptions need to be inline, meaning they will play with the video alongside the video, or an extended description. This allows the video to pause and to insert a longer audio description. Record your descriptions as they occur, and then save your work. This is a lot to remember, so we're going to go through the process step by step. The first step is to watch the video. So here is a video that I've chosen for us to practice with today.
Come here, Tinky. You're such a big spider, huh? Oh, she's such a scary spider. She's such a scary spider.
This is a video of my dog in her Halloween costume. And I thought it was perfect for this particular practice because it's a lot of action that's happening and not a lot of words, and it's very short. So my first option is to figure out what details I want to include about this video. So I started a description and a script of what I wanted to put on my audio descriptions. So the first one is just to describe what my dog looks like in her furry spider costume. As I looked around the environment, I didn't want to describe, or I didn't think it was important to describe the color of the floor or the scenery that's around her, and there's not much there. But I wanted to make sure that the dog, since that is what's important in the video, was described. The next part is to describe the actions that are happening. And the dog runs to their owner was the important part. And I considered whether I needed to talk about if she was turning around in a circle, or how fast she came towards me, or how much of her costume I wanted to describe in those final scenes. But I decided to keep it very short so that it wouldn't interrupt the speaking that was happening as well. And I thought it was important, or that the speaking would illustrate who's talking to that dog and what the dog's name is, for example, and the enthusiasm that was happening in this space. So I chose to use the word scurry to depict how the dog was moving across, or how the costume made the dog look like it was moving across the floor as a spider scurrying across the floor. And that is the word I found to be the most important in my audio description. So I only have two sections, one that is fairly lengthy, giving a full description of the dog, and then a shorter one describing the action that is occurring. Once I have watched the video, determined what details are important to the meaning within the video, then I upload that video onto YouTube. And here you see that my video has been uploaded to my account. Once it's been uploaded, and I know I want to go to YouDescribe. And I want to sign in with my Google because I want this to connect with my YouTube. Okay. And remember that this YouDescribe is not compatible with Safari. I'm using Chrome here, and it seems to work very well. I have not tried it on Firefox. Right, so now I want to bring in the video that I want to describe. So here I write in Tinkerbell the Chewini Scary Spider, which is the title that I gave my video in YouTube. So YouDescribe will search through YouTube. And so far it doesn't give me any described videos, things that have already been described, but it gives me my non-described video, and here's the exact video that I just loaded. And I want to go ahead and describe that. As soon as I click on that, YouDescribe gives me a platform to work with. And the first thing that I want you to notice here is these two options that I have. I can add an inline description, or I can add the extended description. An inline description will play right alongside the video, so it keeps the exact same timing as the video. The add extended audio description gives me the option to put in a longer description, but it will pause the video and allow that description to play. So it depends on what I want to try to accomplish and how much I want to interfere with the play of the video. Before I start recording my audio description, I want to make sure that I have my script available. This can happen either by moving it onto another screen or printing it out and having it in front of you while you're describing. So the first audio description that I wrote had to do with setting the tone, giving a sense of what the character looked like at the very beginning of this video. And that's very lengthy, so I've decided that it is actually an extended description, and I would like it to play just right after that video begins, as it pauses before any of the action occurs. So the first thing I want to do is push play, and there I'm going to pause it right after it starts, and I'm going to add my extended here. It's already come up here, label for this track, and here I have a red dot. That red dot means that it's ready to record. When I push that button or click on that red dot, it will record my voice. Okay, so small black dog in a furry spider costume. The costume gives the dog the appearance that she has 8 legs and a big furry back. A furry hood covers the dog's head and gives the appearance the dog has 2 big spider eyes staring at the camera. When I'm finished with that track, I pushed the square button and that recorded my description. Right, now I'm going to play the video.
Come here, Tinky.
So as soon as that first line reads, the first line is spoken. Come here, Tinky, is what it says. I'm going to pause right here, and this is where I'm going to add in my action description. What's happening to this dog? And I'm going to put it in this little space between the 2 commands that are given, or the 2 words that are given from this dog's owner, which is me, in the video. And this time I'm going to do it in line because it's going to happen at the same time as the actions occurring on the screen. So again, as soon as I hit add in line, it gives me another track. This time it's in yellow because it's in line, and it gives me that same red square, a red circle, sorry. As soon as I click on it, it will become a white square, and that's telling me that it's recording. The dog runs to their owner with spider legs scurrying across the floor. Okay. So now I want to go back and I want to play my video. Small black dog in a furry spider costume. The costume gives the dog the appearance that she has 8 legs and a big furry back. A furry hood covers the dog's head and gives the appearance the dog has 2 big spider eyes staring at the camera.
Come here, Tinky.
The dog runs to their owner with spider legs scurrying across the
You're such a
floor.
big spider, huh? Oh, she's such a scary spider. She's such a scary spider.
Okay, I could have made that just a little bit shorter because it almost interrupted the command that was, or the words that were coming on the video and my audio description. They almost overlapped right there, and I could go back and re-record that. But if I were just completing this, I'd go ahead and save it. And then I can publish it back. And it will ask me if I want to, and I do. Those are the basics of just using YouDescribe to create audio descriptions within your videos. It takes some time to go through your videos, create your script, and then do the recordings. But as you work on it, you'll become more proficient, and it will feel easier as time goes on. Thank you for joining us today. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter using the hashtag ADA30Idaho. And please look for our other videos as part of this accessibility series. We want to join you and join us being trendsetters of accessibility across our social media.